We missed.
Almost.
No,
Kim.
Almost
got it.
Almost got it.
Up high. Down low. Too slow. High five.
Kim,
Up high.
why are you giving out all these high fives?
Well, come on. It is Palm Sunday.
No, Kim. Palm Sunday. Palm, like a palm branch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Face palm.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Kim, and welcome to
Central Kids TV.
And we are getting ready for Easter,
Which is
next week.
Oh yeah, which is next week. And spoiler alert, Easter is celebrating that Jesus is alive.
Are we dyeing eggs for Easter?
No. No.
Okay. Are we making an omelet?
No, we're not. No. Mm-mm.
I give up. Then what are all these eggs for?
A little science experiment.
Oh, of course they are.
Okay, we're going to make the perfect egg protection device that when we drop raw eggs from really, really high up, they will not break.
Ooh, do we get to drop the eggs after we test it?
Of course, yeah. We're gonna drop eggs today. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make oobleck.
Ooh, what?
Trust me, Kim. Okay, all you need is 2 cups of potato starch, then add 1 cup of water, a few drops of food coloring, and we're gonna mix it all together. You ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome. 1
Potato starch.
potato
What is
starch.
potato starch?
It's kind of like cornstarch. It's the same kind of thing.
So one of these?
One of those. What color do you want your oobleck to be?
Blue.
Blue. Ugh. Okay, now.
Glad we don't have to eat this.
Ooh, sorry, Kim. I really didn't mean to. Get your spoon.
And now I mix it. That's probably. Oh yeah.
Yeah, now you got it, huh?
It's. Oh yeah.
Ooh. Isn't it weird?
Yes, it feels so crazy. Oh
Okay,
my
so look,
God.
Kim. Like when you knead it,
I know.
look, it's like a solid, right?
Yes.
And then when you let it go,
Oh my gosh.
isn't that crazy? I'm getting it all over our set.
That's insane.
This is oobleck. I have a hypothesis.
You do.
I do. My hypothesis is that if we put the oobleck in a sandwich bag around a raw egg,
Okay.
and we drop it from really high up, that it will go solid and it will protect the egg.
You think?
I think that's my hypothesis. You want to try it?
Okay, let's try.
Okay, we're gonna try it.
1, 2, 3. Here's my oobleck egg. Let's see if it breaks. 1, 2, 3. It didn't break. Yeah! You can see the egg. It's like 1, 2, 3.
The story before the story.
Today we're in Matthew, the very first book in the New Testament. Matthew carefully recorded the story of Jesus to help people understand that Jesus is God's son.
As Jesus traveled across the land, teaching and healing, the religious leaders got upset with him.
Jesus became more and more popular, and the religious leaders were afraid of losing their power. Everything felt upside down.
Then, Jesus raised a dead man back to life.
It was the last straw. The religious leaders decided it was time to get rid of Jesus,
They decided that Passover week would be the best time to do it.
which is where our story starts.
Take it away!
So Jesus had been traveling and teaching people how to love God and love others for about 3 years.
Yeah, he was gaining so much influence with the people that the religious leaders got scared.
Yeah, they figured Jesus was sure to come to Jerusalem for the Passover feast.
Yeah, they didn't like Jesus. In fact, they had a plan to get rid of Jesus for good.
Jesus might have known all this was happening, but it didn't stop him.
Yeah, as he and his closest friends made their way towards Jerusalem, they paused on the Mount of Olives in the small town called Bethphage. Jesus called 2 of his disciples over and gave them special instructions.
He said to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away."
Jesus' friends did exactly what he asked them to do. They brought back the donkey and her colt.
Then they threw their coats across the donkey's back for Jesus to sit on.
Yeah, and here's a fun fact. For 3 years, Jesus had walked hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles on foot. There is no record of him ever riding a donkey or
A horse?
or even a camel.
Question. This was a really short distance to travel from where he is to Jerusalem?
Yeah.
He could have walked.
Yeah, he sure could have.
Then why the donkey? Why make such a big deal about riding a donkey?
Yeah, I am so glad you asked. Check this out. Over 500 years earlier, many of the Jewish people had been conquered and taken to a faraway land. But some of these people were allowed to return to where they came from and rebuild. Life was difficult, and the prophet Zechariah encouraged them to turn back to God. Zechariah even spoke about a king who God would send to rescue them. He said this, "Say to the city of Zion, see, your king comes to you. He is gentle and riding a donkey. He is riding a donkey's colt."
What? Kings are supposed to show up looking like impressive, maybe riding on a war horse or something fancier than a donkey, right?
Yeah, but Jesus came to give himself for others rather than demanding things for himself.
By riding into Jerusalem on a humble donkey, Jesus was showing that he is truly the promised king.
The rescuer sent from God.
Lots of people were making their way to Jerusalem for the Passover, and a huge crowd had gathered.
Yeah, they tossed down their coats and cut palm branches to make a path for Jesus.
And they shouted out, "Hosanna, Hosanna! Blessed is the Son of David! Hosanna on the highest!"
Yeah, the whole city was stirred up, and many people came out to see Jesus.
Including some of the religious leaders.
Yeah, they thought the whole thing was, well, outrageous.
Preposterous.
Downright crazy.
Which is why they were determined to put a stop to it and to put a stop to Jesus.
Yeah, the stage was set. Jesus had entered Jerusalem on a donkey, showing himself to be the rescuer God promised, our Savior.
The crowds cheered for him as king.
But the religious leaders wanted him out.
Through it all, Jesus stayed focused on what he had come to do.
Could you imagine, being in the crowd as Jesus came riding in on a donkey?
Yeah, and seeing some people cheering Jesus as king and others wanting to get rid of him.
Yep. Ever since people turned away from God, the world was broken. But God had a plan to restore us.
God chose one family, the Israelites, and promised to bless the whole world through them.
Yeah. Then God promised to send a rescuer through his family line.
Jesus!
Yeah.
Jesus is God's very own son. But Jesus didn't come to take over and to fight the Romans like people expected.
No, Jesus showed that's more important to love and serve other people.
And then, spoiler alert, Jesus chose to give up his life for us.
All of us have done wrong things. We've sinned.
Which is a word for anything that breaks our relationship with God.
But God actually never leaves us. God is always with us.
But we can turn away and try to live on our own, disconnected from God.
But through Jesus, we can be restored to relationship with God. We can be connected to God.
When we choose to follow Jesus, you will be able to live forever with God.
No matter who you are,
Or what you've done, Jesus came to rescue you. He came to rescue me, all of us.
to save everyone who follows Jesus, no matter who you are.
Our big idea is Jesus came to be our Savior.
And because of that, someday, everything in the whole world will be made right again. See you guys next time on Central Kids TV.
Do you think we could use the oobleck, oblek, whatever it is, to save other things?
Like what?
What if we got a super big bag full and climbed in the bag and jumped?
No,
I can't
kids.
cover you
No,
and-
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Absolutely not, no.